Hello everyone and welcome back to another coin roll hunting video. In today's video we're going to be searching through this $25 box of pennies, so let's get into it. Alright everyone, so we're going to start things off by doing our typical edge hunt of our first 5 rolls, and while we do that I'll talk a little bit about what we look for. But before we get into that, I did want to share our 2 books and their progress real quick. So our 2 books here, this one is our 1975 to 2013 book, and we're looking for 2 upgrades in particular, the 1982 Copper Small Date and the 2000 Philly. And then here, for this book, this is our starting in 1941. I think it goes to 73 or 4 or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. But we are looking for the 1953 and 1954 Phillies for that book. And those are both wheat cents, and so that makes them harder to get because a lot of people hold on to those. But anyways, let's get into the actual hunt. Alright, so to start things off for what we're looking for here, for edge hunting for pennies, it's a little different for other coins because we're not looking for silver, and that's the main reason to do an edge hunt, but it's still fun to do some edge hunting because if there's anything really strange or anything that's not supposed to be in the rolls, they might stick out to you there. But here, I'm not really seeing anything. This is a typical circulated penny roll. You can see there's a lot of different colors of copper in there, copper and zinc. So that's how it is with the pennies. They're a lot more colors than if you opened a nickel roll or a quarter roll or something like that. Some things that could pop out during this edge hunting here is foreign coins. That's probably the highest thing, or like random tokens or things like that might be in here. Or if we get overstuffed with a dime, we'd be able to see that real quick. Which would be really cool if you found like a silver dime or something in a penny roll. That would be really funny. Or maybe also if you found a steel penny, you might see it from the edge, depending on its condition, I guess. But yeah, most of the stuff that we're going to be looking for, we're not going to find just by edge hunting. So I will be looking at all the faces of all of these after we finish this edge hunt here as well, because we're going to miss everything if we don't do that, most likely. So the main things that we look for here are our wheat cents. That's probably the thing we get the most. And then foreign coins like Canadian pennies and things like that. We also look for proof coins. We look for the 2019 West Point penny. We also are going to be looking for our 2025 pennies because if you haven't seen, the mint is going to be stopping the production of pennies, and so the 2025s are likely going to be very low mintage. So if we find one of those, we're definitely holding on to those because those are going to be selling for a high amount. And let's see, what else did I say? I already said steel pennies, and bumped my camera there. We're also look for anything old, so if we found like an Indian head cent or something like that, that would be awesome. That hasn't never happened to me though. I know they're not super common to find, but that would be one of my top finds for sure for pennies. So anyways, guys, I'm going to look through these and then I'll bring you back in if I find anything. Alright guys, we are in roll number 5, and we have our first find here. As you can see, we have this 1954 Denver wheat cent is what this is. So we'll flip it over and show you. There's the wheat cent reverse. And how I knew this was a wheat cent is because of the date. The wheat cents were minted between 1909 and 1958. And so I know the 54 is one of those years. Too bad it's not the 54p because that's a book filler for us. But still, a wheat cent on the hunt. Alright everyone, I can't remember what roll we're on, but we have our next find, which is this 1958D. You can see right there. I know this is going to be a wheat cent because it's within those years. So I'll flip that over and show you the reverse. There we go. We got a 1958D wheat cent. And then I did want to show you these as well. For some reason, my camera didn't record this, but I did find these two, this 1957D and 1952 Philly, which you might not be able to read there because it's a little, I don't know what you call that, corroded, I guess. But we did find 2 more wheat cents on the hunt, so we are up to 4 at this point, which is pretty nice. Alright guys, so we have another find here, and I don't know if you can see that, but we have another wheat stock right here. So that means we have another wheat cent. So I'll show that off. That 1 cent reverse. This one's a little dirty as well, although pennies just tends to be how it is. And I can't quite read that. Maybe it says 1952. Let me just look at that. Yes, it's 1952 San Francisco. So that's kind of interesting. But we'll put that up as another find for our pennies. All right, everyone, we have another wheat cent. This is kind of crazy. We're getting quite a few in this box, but I don't know if you can see here. Let me pull it out. So there's our wheat cent reverse, and we'll flip it over and see what year it is. And we have a 1951D. Lots of 50s today, which is pretty common. Maybe one of these days we'll find a really old one. Alright guys, I ended up that last clip way too early, and these coins right here, this little pile, is all that there was between the last wheat cent that we found and this 1944, which is also a wheat cent. So I'll flip it over so you can see that wheat cent reverse there. So there's our wheat cent. So another wheat cent on the hunt. Alright everyone, we're on roll 39 and we have our next wheat cent, as you can see here. So this front coin here is a wheat cent. It's a 1955D, and I'll flip it over and show you that wheat reverse, not obverse. So there you go, another wheat cent on the hunt. Alright guys, we're on roll 41, so just a little after the last one, and we have another wheat cent. This one's a little bit older. It's a 1946 Philly. And I'll flip it over so you can see that wheat cent reverse. Put another wheat cent on the hunt. We are doing super good for wheat cents today. Alright, this is the very next roll, roll 42, and we have another wheat cent. I don't know if you can see that peeking out there. This second coin right here. It's got a little wheat stalk. So let's see what year it is. We're hoping that it's either an old one or it's a 1953 Philly or 54 Philly, because those are our last two book fillers. What do we have? 1952 Denver. Alright, not the best, but we'll take it. Wheat cent is a wheat cent. Alright guys, we're on roll 47, and we have our next wheat cent. We'll see if this is the last one or not. We've got 3 more rolls after this, but let's flip it over and see what year it is. And we have a 58D. So there we go, another wheat cent on the hunt. So I just made it through all the rolls, and we have here 11 wheat cents. And that's what we found in this box, which is actually really good. I haven't had a box of pennies give me this many wheat cents in a long time. Now, none of them are super old or anything, but I have them kind of set up here from oldest to the newest one. I do have some coins that I'm going to search through to look for errors. So we're not quite finished yet, but we are finished with the main part of the hunt. So I thought I would share. Alright everyone, so I just finished searching through all of those coins for errors and I didn't end up finding anything. So I thought I'd close out this video and show you again. We've got our 11 wheat cents, which I'm very happy with. I haven't gotten that many wheat cents in a single hunt in a while. If you guys enjoyed this video and like watching coin roll hunts, please consider liking and subscribing. I try to make videos like this doing coin roll hunts, as well as videos talking about some of the history of coins in my collection. If you have any comments on this video, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. I try to answer all the comments that I can, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.